Okay, Boruto TBV Vortex Chapter 18 has been released, and it's one of the most well-rounded chapters since it returns to the plot of Amado's goal, which was only mentioned in the later part of Naruto Next Generation, and also it showcases the intelligence of the Shinjus. So if you're a Boruto fan, subscribe to this channel for more Boruto content, and also don't forget to tell me your thoughts in the chapter. The chapter starts off with Sumire entering Amado's office and seeing Kawaki choking Amado, and I know she's confused, but Kawaki clarifies that he'll still sane and he needs to have a conversation with Amado about getting back into attack mode or he'll kill Amado. As he loosens the grip around Amado's neck to say the command, Amado, being a brilliant yet cunning man, he says, "Only babble in your sleep, Kawaki." And the fan translated version is much more badass, but I don't know why they made it so lame. Like in the fan translated version, they said you can save the sleep talk for sleeping, Kawaki, and that was so much better than this childish command. But let's move on. Now switching to Team 7 and the Shinjus, Ryo and Team 7 are making up with Yodo and Arya, and Ryo instantly notices Yodo's stare, which is a complete lack of control on her part, which is understandable since Ryo is connected to Shinki and they have a good relationship with Shinki. Now let's move on to the lovebirds, Matsuri and Konohamaru, and majority of this conversation was just him trying to be friendly, which he did a decent job, but later on you're gonna see where he messed up. But the scene switches back to Team 7 and Ryo, and I can say something about him that he's really smart and cunning. He activates his Iron Sun and says it enhances his detection skill, and it gathers a lot of information. Now even though Team 7 is playing nice with the Shinjus, he can't fully trust them as yet because he knows they encountered Shinjus before and why are they being so friendly, so that's good on his part. Mitsuki is trying to gather intel from him, saying that the Hidden Leaf is after Boruto since he's a traitor, but he wants to know why the Shinjus are. Ryo played a very smart move here. He said that Boruto has a lot of intel on them, which he's talking about the Soul Thorn, which causes them inconvenience to their plan, and their leader Jura wants him dead. Sarada does make a good suggestion about using the Soul Thorn as bait, which makes sense in this conversation, but not to capture Boruto, but as a way to get Ryo to reveal the Soul Thorn so they can catch it. Moving back to Amado's lab when Kawaki finally wakes up from his beauty nap, and the conversation is very interesting in my opinion because we see a very logical side of Kawaki. Here we finally return to Amado's goal, Akibe, his daughter, and he's using this as leverage against Kawaki. So if Kawaki implants karma on this clone, fulfilling Amado's wish, which means Akibe is being resurrected, he will in return unlock Kawaki's true power. It seems that Kawaki and Amado had this conversation before, and Kawaki brings up a valid point. There's still so much mystery about the karma seal, and what after implanting karma onto this clone, it revives an even more dangerous Utsutsuki. And this is very valid, and Amado surprisingly has given Kawaki permission to do as he please with that Utsutsuki, and surprisingly, killing it without mercy is something I don't believe Amado will allow because he might see his daughter in this Utsutsuki, so he's gonna do something to prevent Kawaki from killing it. But Kawaki declines the offer, and you can see that Amado is shocked as he pleads with Kawaki. Kawaki, for the first time in TBV Vortex, is very logical. He says after getting rid of the current enemies, he can do so. Amado reveals the only reason that Kawaki is alive is because of his defense mode, making him essentially immortal, and releasing attack mode will drastically lower the chance of Kawaki being alive and also lowers the chance of Amado's wish being fulfilled. I don't know if it's just me, but I don't think Kawaki really cares about Amado's wishes. He only cares about killing all Utsutsuki, and he would do anything to do so, even helping Amado, since in return he would get his full power to deal with the Utsutsukis and Boruto. Now back to the lovers. Konohamaru makes a mistake and tells Matsuri don't call him by his first name because Konohamaru-chan makes him feel a bit uncomfortable, and this pisses her off, and it's like he called another woman in bed, well, but it is what it is, so I'm sure she's gonna kill him the next chapter, I guess. Back to Ryo, and I love the wordplay here as he uses the Soul Thorn as bait. Yodo, being impatient, rushes towards the Soul Thorn, and Ryo, being a lyrical genius, says, "Seems like we've got a bite." He's like the Kanye West of the Naruto universe. All of this was a setup. The Shinjus knew that they were after the Soul Thorn. But how, you might ask? Well, it's all thanks to Matsuri's ability to be able to talk to trees. And I said in my Shinju Explain video that she's one of the most difficult Shinjus to fight since she can hear your plan just by the trees slitching. But now Ryo releases his Iron Sand covering everyone, and this allows him to take control of whoever the sand falls on. Now, Sarada attacks Yoda, but Arya uses an ability she created, the Sand Seal Blade, and it blows the Iron Sand, allowing Sarada to regain control of her body. I'm gonna be honest, Arya is like really badass, so I'm really excited to see him in the next chapter. But that's it for the chapter. Now we need to wait another month to see this battle, but it was a good mix of action and information, setting up 3 events: Konohama vs Matsuri, Team 7 vs Ryu, and probably the most interesting, the deal between Kawaki and Amado. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching till the end of the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!